Put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record when the drum beats go like this.
Now hear this.
The only way that a human being can get a bird flu or a swine flu is if it is injected in them.
So how did we get swine flu then?
It's been made in a factory and injected.
Say no to the vaccine.
Needle on the record, put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record when the drum beats go
I put
like
the needle
this.
to the record cause the needle is defective and the needle breaks the record when the needle is the method for prevention of the fever, bringing death to the receiver. There's no effort in believing that the method feeds the fever. See the leader, diseases are invented in the lab. One believes it on reading recent mentions of the jab, centered in a grand scab of corruption and lies, injecting views of doom from newsroom into the public eye. But now the floor has risen on the cause of autism. Doctors show research and scores applaud with them. It's mercury and vaccines, often there's more given. Peace ignored and forbidden cause profit is war driven. A score billion on vaccines alone, and the government don't care, they're always taxing the clones. And the CDC is right behind this rolling cart, part involved from the start in this evolving art. A big pharma, big deception, Obama, big karma. Enter White, Roach, Bayer and Baxter Healthcare, all a sordid history with stacks of health scares. You got HIV and bird flu mixed up in the shots. I've been connecting the dots between the money that swaps. Conspiracy, yeah, I sense a couple of plots.
If you never want to get the swine flu, don't go get the swine flu vaccine.
There is one little word that could save your health. Just say no. Say no to the vaccine. And if the doctor says then make him take it himself, just say no. Say no to the vaccine. There is one little word that could save your health. Just say no. Say no to the vaccine. And if Obama says then make him take it himself, just say no. Say no to the vaccine.
I don't need your prescription, I ain't got no affliction. Corporate pharmaceutical teaming with politicians. Put them on prescription, that should be our own decision. Whether we want spending on vaccines or health and education. Soon they enlist the general populace. They adding to the list pharmaceutical benefits. Yo, Alexa, Finline, GlaxoSmithKline, profit margin fine. Still ain't seen a disease, mad cow, cough and dead or swine. Depopulation linked with holding vaccines. Rather let a product lapse and save some human beings. Now death is a kind of the beans, so they won't hear us when we running on the machine. Yo, another flu, yo, that ain't our biggest threat. What about an aging population with no safety net? So we continue to believe everything we read. There just ain't no taste in that newsfeed.
Weapons of trial and error, we're smiling in terror at the doctor and nurse. Take a hold of yourself and control of your health and say no.
No, why don't you go first?
But there's one little word that can save your health. Just say no. Say no to the vaccine. If the doctor says then make him take it himself. Say no, no, no. Say no to the vaccine. There's one little word that can save your health. Just say no. Say no to the vaccine. And if Obama says then make him take it himself. Just say no. Say no to the vaccine.
There you
Don't
go.
get any injection. You never know what's in them. They're all poison.
Put the needle on the record.
And there's no record that they ever prevent anything.
The vaccine manufacturers need approximately 8 to 9 months to produce the amount of vaccine that's going to be required for immunizing the at-risk populations. And so we have to make our recommendations almost a year in advance.
Yeah, you need to stand up for your rights.
So where was I? Conspiracies, secret ops and spy stations, and the catchword of the year, depopulation. But humans generally are hard to kill, even with the jar of pills. That's why the politicians have to pass a bill for compulsory Gardasil. From Malta to Dargaville and farther still, another bill protects us evil Gardasil. Make alert from liability for illness or death that may occur. Cause infertility and cancer are hidden inside the prick, and immune disorders have you bedridden, retired and sick. Research is your friend, knowledge keeping is king. Every vaccine has a poison dollar deep in its sting. There's no master flu, they're just after me and you. The last dance is June, now they mask us see-through. SARS was a cheat sweep through. Swine flu, a scam too, designed to make $1 trillion on out-of-date Tamiflu. Manufactured viruses, biological warfare, psychological torture, gel or jet, oh, some more prayers. Our bodies are designed to fight those bugs intruding, but only when our diet is right, so don't shove junk food in.
In 1976, it was thought we were on the brink of another major flu outbreak. Medical science appeared to be prepared. The experts planned to use their best weapon yet, prevention with the flu vaccine. 500 soldiers in Fort Dix, New Jersey, came down with the flu in February of 1976. Private David Lewis died, and it was determined that he had suffered from swine flu. At the time, it was feared that approximately 500 other soldiers on the base were ill with the same strain of influenza, and the alarm was sounded. In March '76, President Gerald Ford announced the biggest immunization program in history.
This virus was the cause of a pandemic in 1918 and 1919 that resulted in over 500,000 deaths in the United States.
Ford's intention was to vaccinate every man, woman, and child in the United States. Vaccine was rushed into production and imported in great quantities. The cost was to be about $135 million. And the first batch of vaccine was delivered on November 1st. The first public swine flu clinic opened 3 weeks later. From the beginning, the program was criticized for being hastily implemented and unnecessary. But over 50 million people in North America were inoculated at a cost of $100 million before investigators discovered an apparent increase in a rare paralytic disorder called Guillain-Barré syndrome among the recently vaccinated. This and the fact that the epidemic failed to materialize led to a quick end to the vaccination program in December 1976.
Researchers and experts now fear that the failure of the swine flu epidemic to materialize in '76 will have detrimental effects on preparations for future pandemics. Dr. Arthur Silverstein was an advisor to the U.S. Senate Health Committee in 1976 and has written a book about the swine flu scare. Dr. Silverstein, you called your book about the experiences of '76 pure politics, impure science. Why is that the right image for those experiences?
I think it's the right image because whereas one still didn't then and still doesn't know all that much about the science of influenza virus, one knows a fair amount about how politics works in Washington. And politics worked very smoothly, although the science did not in the '76 flu outbreak.